It is 1 o'clock, the fourth and final hour on this Thursday. Thanks for tuning us in. If you missed any of our interviews, Mike Griffith from the AJC, DogNation.com, Rodney Orr from Tider Insider, George Stoia, great story, great interview. Background of how Jackson Arnold ended up at Auburn University and John Mateer at Oklahoma. Also, you heard Brett Norsworthy just moments ago from WHBQ Radio. And Landrum, I'm going to let you read it. But you and I got a text from Rob Pate. He normally joins the program at 11:45 on Thursdays. He was caught up in his clinic. He is an eye doctor. And so he was unable to join us on the program. But just like he did a couple weeks ago when he got tied up, he sent us an excellent write-up in regards to how he thought the Auburn-Baylor game was going to turn out. And he was dead on. He predicted Auburn to beat Baylor. And everything that he talked about, it worked for the Auburn Tigers. And so, Landrum, he has sent you and I a text, maybe not as long in length as the Baylor write-up, but he gave us some thoughts on what he believes is going to happen with Oklahoma and Auburn.
Yeah, that is right, Pat. From Rob Pate, greatest strength, durability to run the ball and stop the run. Gives us a chance in every game. Greatest concern, getting off the field on third and fourth down and not salad and pass defense. Respect is earned, not given. Auburn earns it this week when most everyone is picking OU. Auburn 27, Oklahoma 26.
There you go. Rob Pate. What was that score again?
Auburn 27, Oklahoma 26.
Wow. That'd be a heck of a game.
You're right, though. Oklahoma in their running game, besides Mateer, they have not been able to establish it as much as they would have liked to from people out there with offensive line concerns. Going up against an Auburn defense that's been really good and having to put it on the shoulders of John Mateer. Maybe DJ Durkin and that Auburn defense can create some havoc, create some problems, and then for Auburn, being able to run the ball. And that's what they do, and they seem to do it quite well, at least in the early part of the season. So
well,
Rob likes Auburn.
Yeah, and it's big that Alston's going to be back. And we talked about it in the opening hour of the show. The initial injury report came out last night at 7:10. There'll be another injury report as the week progresses. But as of right now, according to the Auburn side of things, Darrell Robinson, he is out. He will not participate in the game. Doubtful is Amaris Williams and Jay Crawford. Questionable, Champ Anthony, Eric Singleton Jr., Rayshawn Pleasant, is Xavion Miller, and probable is Damari Alston and Malcolm Simmons. So any of those names, have you heard that are for sure in or out?
Amaris Williams, not going to see him probably if I read Hugh Freeze's comments, because he said Jarrett Smith, the freshman, next guy up.
Yeah.
It would be him and Darrell Robinson. But I think there's other guys that are you listed as questionable. They listed as questionable. You read off. All of those guys will be available.
Yeah, I agree. Meanwhile, Oklahoma, and we talked about this, they've got 8 offensive linemen listed as either out, questionable, or probable. That's amazing.
So this is like the wide receivers last year.
Crazy.
I don't know if they're just more thorough than everyone else.
Yeah, I got a hangnail.
Like, hey, Jimmy.
He fell and scraped his knee.
Yeah, hey,
Put him on the
Jimmy,
report.
you're walking kind of weird. We're going to put you as questionable. Is that cool?
Was that a cough? All right, put him on the report.
They've got 4 offensive linemen as questionable and 1 offensive lineman as probable, 3 offensive linemen as out. Like, they're not playing. I love these reports.
Yeah. And you already had a young guy at offensive tackle. He's a freshman. He's talented, but he's at offensive tackle. And then your starting center, Troy Everett, is out. So now you bring in your backup, who is a transfer from Stanford that started 7 games for the Cardinal last year. But he's listed as questionable. And some of those other guys. So maybe that bodes well for Auburn.
So George Stoia, who was on the program from Soonerscoop.com, he predicted a very close game. He's got Oklahoma winning. Did he give us a point total, or he just said it was going to be close?
He said he thinks it would be less than a touchdown.
Yeah. Okay. And by the way, Vegas now has Oklahoma as a full touchdown favorite against Auburn, We had Tyler McComas on from KREF Radio in Norman at the beginning of the week. He predicted a 13-point win by Oklahoma. So, interesting stuff. Are you looking at the depth chart to see how many of these offensive linemen for Oklahoma are actual first or second teamers?
Yeah. The guy that I'm talking about at left tackle, he's the freshman, Michael Fasusi.
Mm-hmm.
Was he listed on that sheet, though? He was not, was he?
He was.
All right, so
He was questionable.
he's questionable. Who else was questionable but besides Makula, the backup center?
Isaiah Dent.
Okay. No, he doesn't figure in.
Owen Hollenbeck.
No.
Okay.
He is listed as a third team
Okay.
center.
Depth pieces.
Yes.
Okay. All right. But Vegas is now installed as the money keeps flowing in, obviously. Oklahoma is a 7-point favorite. 46.5 is the current point total.
Maybe Vegas is buying it up to load up on Auburn. Or maybe they're loading up on Oklahoma. Or maybe they're not doing anything, and that's public money that's coming in.
Over a touchdown is tricky. Because, I mean, look, maybe Tyler McComas is right. Maybe Oklahoma rolls and it's not a super competitive game. And, we're sitting there going, man, wow, Oklahoma looks really, really impressive. I think the margins are going to be very, very thin in this game. And, I mean, we talked about it yesterday, right? John Mateer has a turnover in every game this year. Jackson Arnold has no turnovers. Is that maybe the ultimate difference in the game if Auburn can continue to protect the ball and Oklahoma maybe not so much?
Yeah, so far this year, Auburn's been pretty good at.
Very good. He had the turnover against Ball State near the goal line. But other than that, I mean.
You had, that was the tight end, the backup tight end, I think, that came in, and he had the first fumble of the year. But last week, and speaking of that, getting takeaways and having a big takeaway at a big time against South Alabama, if they can turn Mateer over, who has already thrown a couple of interceptions this year, and put him into some of those situations where he feels like he's got to make a play, that would be good. But they have the kind of pass defense they've had in the last, two of the last three games, more so against Baylor, then you probably have some issues.
Well, and I think that's the concern, right? Because Sawyer Robertson's the closest comparison you would have in terms of quality of quarterback that you're going to see. I still think John Mateer's easily the best that they will have played up to this point. But yeah, that secondary is going to have to step up. I know Hugh Freeze was optimistic that the return of Champ Anthony is going to help some things out, and it should help some things out, but you need more than a little help when you gave up 400 yards through the air to Baylor in week one.
Yeah, and you got some guys that just now, and we have to remember this, and I'm reminded of it. These guys playing together, playing in certain systems, some of them have only done it 3 times for real so far. So does that make a difference in this game? I have no idea.
No, that's a good
point.
But
that Auburn secondary is talented, is deep as they have been in quite some time, especially on the depth side of it. And I think they're definitely better than what they've shown at times early part of the season. We'll continue to monitor that line.
So in the season opener against Baylor, all right, so we talked about this. Auburn has 11 sacks on the season. They had 4 sacks against Baylor. Do you think they get more than that against Oklahoma on Saturday?
More than 4 sacks?
I would think you would need to be in that 3 to 4. Like, that's where you want to be if you're Auburn, right?
Yeah. I don't know. My question is how many hurries?
How much pressure are you putting on him?
Yeah, and is John Mateer, is he putting it up, or is he trying to run, and can you limit the damage he does on some of those breakdown plays?
Well, and I would say that's the key difference there with him and Sawyer Robertson, right, is John Mateer has a lot more mobility. So he's going to be a lot more difficult to get down. So, yeah, you may be right. Maybe the pressures is what you need to look at more than – because Auburn could have 1 sack in the game, but if you're putting pressure on him consistently, probably going to force some of those turnovers we're talking about.
So Tuesday night, the SEC is going to reveal the 3 permanent rivals for each team, and that's going to be announced on the SEC network on Tuesday night. The 3 permanent rivals will be referred to as annual opponents, which will be reviewed every 4 years. So you will see 3 names up on your screen on Tuesday night, and that will be rotated on a 4-year basis. So just because you are locked in over the next few years does not mean that that will be forever. Yesterday afternoon, the Division I Administrative Committee approved the elimination of the spring transfer portal window for football. The Division I Football Oversight Committee voted earlier in September to approve a 10-day portal window, but that was not approved on Wednesday. It remains undetermined when the one-time portal will be, which it was proposed back a few months ago that it would be from January the 2nd through 11th. Additionally, the entire month of December would be a dead period, and January 5th through the 31st would be a recruiting period, except for January 11th through 14th, which is the coaches' convention. Still remains, if a coach is fired, the 30-day portal window will still be open for players. So that has not changed. The move to a one-time only portal is supposed to allow schools to finish their season with their entire team before the transfer portal opens, but the dates for this year's transfer portal window still remains unclear.
But the belief is it will still be in that January timeframe, just.
Correct. They're not really sure because originally they said it would be January 2nd through 11th. That's kind of what they talked about a few months back in the summer. But for whatever reason, they wanted to get more input from players and administrators before they came up with the date, which we believe it's going to be the first week of January.
So my question, because I know a lot of people have asked this question, but why, because when Ryan Day says he hates this idea, and a lot of that goes with the playoff and, well, how are we supposed to, maneuver through the portal when we're competing in the college football playoff? Why would they not just move that one portal window to start immediately after the national championship game?
I think, and again, this is just me. I'm spitballing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of schools that jump real early in spring practice, and they're trying to get their rosters established as early as possible. So for those teams that are not still involved in the college football playoff, they believe that they should give them access to try to get going as quickly as possible.
Gotcha.
That's just me spitballing. That's
because I know for a lot of people it doesn't, they just look at it, well, why don't you just move it a couple weeks and then let everybody have an even playing field? But obviously there's reasons that's not just the easy answer.
I like the idea because I don't like it when people opt out of games. Like if you're committed to play on a team, you play on the team until the team doesn't play anymore. Now, if you're injured, that's a completely different animal. But if your team is playing, you should be there playing with your football team, period. Well, and so don't give them an easy way out. Oh, I'm going to go in the transfer portal, whatever. No. I mean, listen, the players are dominating everything that's going on with the game, and I'm support them making money and all that fun stuff. But when it comes to this, at some juncture, you have to be a part of that team and be a part of that team until the very end. And then you can go do whatever you want to do. So I'm all for them putting the kibosh on this multiple transfer portal windows.
No, I agree with that. And I guess I just look at it from a head coach's perspective of, last year, for example, you had Prabula who had to go in the portal when Penn State was in the playoff. You had, was it Malik Murphy at Texas a couple years ago where you had a similar situation. And from a coach's perspective, I know a lot of people hate on the players. Oh, you're quitting on the team, but that's, their hands kind of being forced if they want to go in the portal. But from a coach's standpoint, I mean, you want that depth in the playoffs. Heaven forbid something happens to your quarterback, your running back, whoever. You want those guys to be a part of your roster to the end.
Well, our buddy George Storia from Sooner Scoop, who had the story we outlined and detailed about Jackson Arnold and the whole process of leaving Oklahoma and going to Auburn, part of that was Jackson Arnold really didn't have time to get to know or have deep conversations with Arbuckle, his new offensive coordinator, about his future. It was hey, this offer's here. They're going to have to move on to somebody else if I don't either commit, decide I'm going to take an official visit. So in a lot of these cases, you're not given a whole lot of time.
Well, and wasn't it, I guess, 2 years ago now, because wasn't Dylan Gabriel, he was supposed to be the Ohio State quarterback, was he not? But they wanted to wait and see what they had in Devin Brown in their bowl game.
Yes.
And Dylan Gabriel said, no, I don't have time to wait. I'm going to go to Oregon.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right.
Obviously worked out for Ohio State. But.
Now, SEC coaches, they have been on the record. They're all in favor of the January 2nd through 11th portal window. Kirby Smart has been one of the most outspoken coaches in favor of that. Big Ten coaches, including Ohio State's Ryan Day, they're vehemently opposed to it. They hate the idea. Matter of fact, a quote from Ryan Day, I don't think it's a good idea at all. End of quote. And we remember the famous quote just 2 weeks ago from Brian Kelly.
No crying on the yacht.
That's right. So the SEC coaches are all for it. The Big Ten coaches, not so much.
That beard color start running down that throat. Get those heavy tears running through it.
Hey, that's all natural. He does not dye it.
There's no way that's all natural. No way.
He doesn't dye his beard, and Bill Self does not have a toupee. There you go.
I might give credit to Ryan Day before Bill Self on that one.
More three-man front on this Thursday. This is Jocks. Join us for the next 45 minutes. 1-800-239-WJOX.
$120 on three-man front. Lands from Conrad, Molly, and Pat. Text continuing to roll in. Wesley says, when Monday comes, as long as my prediction of Auburn over Oklahoma stands, expect a victorious phone call that would make even Don Don blush. Wesley, we welcome the phone call on Monday if that happens. Well, either way.
Has Don officially put in his pick for the game?
He has. He says, hey, guys, it will be a close game Saturday. I believe Auburn can win this game. Our defensive line with Falcon Crawford, plus our freshman Smith, can dominate this injured offensive line. Also on offense, just run right at them. Their best defensive lineman is out for the first half as well from targeting penalty last week. Let's go, and War Eagle.
I thought Don was in studio there for a second. Sounded like it.
Yeah, that's right. Darren from Tennessee says Lane Kiffin to Florida, John Summerall to Ole Miss, Coach O to Tulane.
Knows the state well.
Brett Bielema to Virginia Tech.
I think Coach O in Blacksburg would be beautiful. Coach O in the Appalachians, man.
Who's the head coach first, Ed O or John Gruden?
Someone asking or commenting on why the portal dates line up the way they do, and he said thinks it has to do something with the school calendar. I don't know. We're gonna get
it. Would be ironic if academics were the reason.
Yeah, that's not no.
Oh, well, kids got to be ready for syllabus day.
Academics come into play now when it's convenient to support whatever argument they're trying to make.
Correct.
But you don't really hear academics or player safety anymore.
No, you don't, do you?
I'm so worried about them playing so many games. Oh, how much money? Yeah, they'll play. We'll be there. 2 games in a week, no problem. Appreciate the text, 205-834-9450.
So the ACC, and I think we all agree, we love the fact that the ACC, they have opened up the window for you to watch the replay booth. Remember, they're allowing you to hear the conversation going on between the refs on the field, the booth upstairs. That should have been going on a long time ago. Well, a story just came out a few moments ago that the Big 12 will become the second conference to share video from the Conference Replay Center for its broadcast. Now, what's odd about this is that you won't get audio this year, but you'll get audio next year. So why do the video without the audio? And
so
why
you're
are
just
you
watching
saying,
it.
Yeah.
Hope you're a good lip reader. They need to hire John Boy to go and do all their so people can actually understand what they're saying.
Yes, it says the Big 12 will become the second conference to share video from the Conference Replay Center for its broadcasts. The Big 12 will provide only video from its replay center this season. Audio is expected to be released next year. And then how quickly before the SEC does it?
I think we'd all be in favor of that.
Yeah, I definitely want to.
Yeah.
See, I want to hear some of these explanations for the SEC.
Transparency. That should just be the general theme of college football moving forward. Let's get more transparency with everything.
Now, when the season began, when those lists came out, do you remember SEC Mike? Who did he have as the quarterback?
He had Taylor Green and like the third
to win
best
the
quarterback.
Heisman?
Well, he had fourth.
Honestly,
He had Jackson Arnold as the 16th best quarterback.
I think that might be right. No, he was 15th, right ahead of Calzada.
We need to get SEC Mike on.
Does he still have Alabama as the second worst team in the SEC?
Well, I'm gonna give you his updated quarterback rankings,
Ooh,
power
okay.
rankings, if you're ready for this.
Arch is going to be 16th.
No, DJ Lagway. Coming in at number 15, Cutter Boley from Kentucky.
Yeah.
14, Arch Manning.
There it is. There it is.
Lenora Sellers, 13. Trinidad Chambliss, 12. Jackson Arnold, 11th. Garrett Nussmeier, 10th. Blake Shapen, 9. Marcel Reed, 8. Ty Simpson, 7. Diego Pavia, 6. Joey Aguilar, 5. Bo Pribula is 4. Gunnar Stockton, 3. John Mateer, 2.
Oh, he's so happy right now.
Taylon Green, still number 1 on the SEC Mike quarterback power rankings in the SEC. At least he's consistent.
I'll give him credit. At least so far, that looks like one of the better predictions he's ever made. Now, there's 9 games left to go, but so far, so good.
So he's not too far off of you saying that Arch Manning is the worst quarterback in the SEC.
Correct.
He's got him as the 3rd worst. Not the worst, but the 3rd worst.
I mean, seriously, you put Kentucky guy last, whatever. Arch Manning is the worst quarterback in the SEC that doesn't play for Kentucky.
Dang.
I'm serious, though. Do you disagree with that?
I don't think he's the worst.
I don't think he's the worst.
No, I think he's the 2nd worst.
Let's see. I'm trying to
Do you
find
want to go
something
most disappointing from preseason expectations? Because I brought it up multiple times, and I will state for the record on the show, and brought up the question that nobody was asking. Oh my gosh, what if Arch Manning isn't that good?
You did pose the question.
Yeah, you have.
DJ Lagway's got to be the most disappointing.
I think you can't argue with that too much.
All right,
I've never filmed any of you guys when you're using the bathroom, so I don't know what faces you make when you're doing that.
Well, that would be creepy. Sark.
all right, so percentage-wise, Arch Manning is dead last.
Completion percentage-wise?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's at 55%. Marcel Reed is right above him, next to last. And then Austin Simmons, Lenore Sellers, Garrett Nussmeier, and the list goes on.
Who's number 1 on that list?
Pribula is number 1. Diego Pavia is 2. Ty Simpson is 3rd in the SEC. Ty Simpson has completed 71.9% of his passes. Touchdown passes in the SEC. Taylon Green has 11 with 2 interceptions. Joey Aguilar has 9 with 2 interceptions. Marcel Reed, 9 with 1 interception. Jackson Arnold is currently 11th in the SEC in touchdown passes.
Where's John Mateer?
He is 9th.
Was it 5 touchdowns, 3 picks?
That is correct. Interception-wise, John Mateer. Well, Lagway's got the most, obviously. He's got 6.
He got his money's worth Saturday.
Yeah, Austin Simmons has 4. Arch Manning has 3. Mateer has 3.
And obviously with Mateer, I think he has 4 rushing touchdowns as well.
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4.
So if you just look at average yards per game passing, Arch Manning is currently 13th, just ahead of Jackson Arnold, who is 14th in passing. Ty Simpson is 5th in the SEC in passing yards per game. Mateer's number 1 with 314. So I was just trying to look for evidence to support your argument that Arch Manning is the worst quarterback in the Southeastern Conference.
Eye test. Real bad.
And the only one that he's dead last is his percentage.
All right, Conrad, here's the test. Who would you rather have starting at quarterback for your team? Arch Manning or a concussed Tua?
Oh, give me crazy fingers. Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Crazy fingers?
All day.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, he is not good. Now I could be proven wrong. He has a lot. There's a lot of
Tua?
games left to play. Well, he's not very good right now either. But I was talking about Arch. He's not. He is not like even when you posed the question that you just brought up. What if he's not good? You didn't think it would be like this, though, did you?
I thought he would be a little bit better than he's been so far.
Okay.
So you mean to tell me that his $6.8 million reportedly that he's getting for NIL is not worth it?
It depends. People are still buying tickets.
Yeah, they are.
They're going and supporting them.
Now, he's advertising sunglasses, shorts. What else is he advertising?
I have no idea.
I've seen a couple of his commercials.
He needs a Pedialyte sponsor because all his fans are hung over the next day from watching him play.
I hope it's Alabama and Texas in the SEC championship game. Wouldn't that be fun for Conrad?
Texas rolling in with their offense averaging 17 points a game en route to Atlanta. It'd be impressive.
It's all gas, no brakes, man.
Yeah. Hey, it's all right in front of them.
It is.
Yeah, right now I'd take Alabama at least by a touchdown in that game.
At least.
The defense is going to be out there a long time for the Horns.
Mm-hmm.
So Manning's valuation in the NIL is $2.5 million more than the person closest to him, according to different sources, and that is Carson Beck. Carson Beck is at $4.5 million.
No, he's playing like it right now.
Yep.
He's a single man.
He
He
got
is.
rid.
He's
He got
free.
rid of that Cavender twin, and look what happened.
That's right.
Found his game.
Yep.
Do you
All
think
right.
he's found a new
Boo.
running mate there?
I'm sure.
In Coral Gables.
I'm sure with his $4.5 million NIL, that
I
would
bet
not be
he's
a
fine.
problem. He likes nice cars.
He does? Oh, yeah. Did he ever get that back? Because remember, his Lamborghini got stolen
I don't know.
right when they moved to Miami.
I think it was an inside job. I think it was one of the Commodores. Just like playing a joke on him.
That's right.
All right, when we come back, we'll do some Pat Ponders on this Thursday. This is Jock's three-man front.
$135 three-man front on this Thursday. We do it every single day. Pat comes up with questions. We as a group try to answer those questions. This is what we call Pat Ponders.
I want to know what you're thinking. Tell me what's on your mind.
It's time for Pat Ponders.
Brought to you by Courtesy GMC in Trussville. Get by and see them right off of I-459, exit 32 in Trussville. Best deals you're going to find anywhere in the Southeast when it comes to brand new GMC. And how about that 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty on every new GMC you're going to buy right there at Courtesy GMC. Question number 1. Let's play out an NFL what if. Sunday in New York. Chiefs lose to the Giants 27-24. The loss drops Kansas City to 0-3, and they will face the Ravens in week 4. So if that scenario plays out, what's the prognosis for the Chiefs for the rest of the season? 0-3 with the Ravens in week 4. You can go as detailed or as little as you want. You can say
0-3,
they're done.
they end up. Travis starts thinking about the wedding. He's so concerned of the planning. She's put a lot on him because she's still a very busy professional. Andy Reid is fired. He is told to hit the road. The Hunts announced that the franchise is for sale. It will be a record franchise tag.
Wow.
That is thrown on there. And you start hearing rumors about Dabo Swinney being the next head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, I thought you were going broken off engagement.
Don't you dare.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. If they go 0-3, that very next week, you're going to see them, and it might be a massive overpay. They're going to call Miami, and they're going to say, what is it going to take for us to bring Tyreek Hill back to Kansas City? And you're going to see them go out and make some sort of a massive move at wide receiver to give Patrick Mahomes help, and they'll think that'll get them back in the playoffs, and everything will be good. So, yeah, I think if they go 0-3, they're going to try to make a big move and bring somebody in offensively because they don't have the weapons right now.
They go 0-3. Travis Kelce's going to get a stern talking to, not only from his fiance, but also from Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. I know you love her, but you got to lock in. You're married to the game before you're married to her because you're not married yet.
What if he drops another touchdown this week?
Cut him. Let him go.
Make him retire.
Who drops more this season? Travis Kelce or Taylor Swift on albums?
I thought you were going to say Ryan Williams.
Staying away from Ryan Williams.
See, I think they're still going to be okay, even if they go 0-3, even if they go 0-4. And the reason I say that is because the front end of their schedule is not as manageable as it is on the back end. The month of December, they play the Texans, Chargers, Titans, Broncos, and Raiders. That's how they finish. So you could find yourself a couple games under 500 or so, and then you get to December and the Texans. Now the Chargers look for real.
So the Broncos don't look as good as last year. The
But the
Raiders don't look
Titans?
great. Yeah, Titans are not good.
And the Raiders. So I'm saying if you get to December and you're somewhat in that area, I'm still saying that they're going to be okay.
Well, they have a great opportunity for a get-right game on October the 12th when they play the Detroit Lions. So
Yes.
I think
Stop
that's really when their season's they're going to
Is
start
that in
rolling.
the Dome or is that in KC?
That is
I think it's in
KC.
Kansas City, yeah.
KC. Oh, yeah.
KC.
They're going to kill the Lions and then start rolling.
Pat, I'm with you.
Disagree.
I think that they're probably still okay, but I do like to think about a world a day where the Chiefs are not in the playoffs, at least for 1 year. Just give me a buffer of 1 year
1 year.
and bring them back, and it's a fun story again.
But the scenario that you laid out, I could see that happening.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened already because
Yeah.
Tyreek doesn't want to be in Miami and Kansas City needs wide receiver help.
Yep. All right. Speaking of the NFL, question number 2. Give me your top 4 teams in the NFL right now.
We got to rank them in order. Or just 4.
Just give me your 4.
Packers, Bills, Ravens,
Packers,
Eagles.
Ravens, Eagles.
Bills, Eagles, Packers, Lions.
I knew she'd throw the
Come
Lions
on,
in there.
Maul.
I knew she would do
Come
that.
on, Maul.
I have to.
You don't have to.
No, I have to.
Okay.
It's in my contract.
They looked a lot better last. I think
They
week
did.
1 for them was more so, man, the Packers look really good, not
Yes.
the Lions
We're
are going
really
to be.
bad.
They're 10-point
Thank
favorite
you.
this week.
Good, as they should be.
Yeah. You loading up?
Of course.
Who are y'all playing?
The Ravens.
Oh, that's going to be such a good game.
Question number 3. The New York Times reports that ESPN's Stephen A. Smith is earning $40 million a year. Not asking if he's worth the $40 million a year, but for you personally as a viewer, who are the 3 most important personalities currently on ESPN?
Paul Feinbaum.
Wait, can we include Stephen A in this, or are we not? Is he out of the?
No, if you think that he is
Okay.
one
Stephen
of the top
A,
3.
It would be 2. And
Just you as a viewer, the 3 most important personalities that ESPN has on the
well,
roster.
some of this is as a viewer, and then just some is just looking at it from a corporate-wide survey value. But I would certainly put either Herbstreit or McAfee up there at the top.
Yeah, I thought about putting McAfee. I think Stephen A. Look, I'm not the biggest Stephen A fan in the world. He is worth every penny that they are paying him.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Even if you don't like him, you still watch him. I think Herbstreit would be up there for me as well. And then I think, in my opinion, the best personality that they have right now is Dan Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky
really
is
like Dan,
amazing at
too.
his job, and
He's
yes,
really good.
He is fantastic.
Yeah.
So he's one of your top 3.
Yes.
So like if you were Jimmy Pitaro, the president of ESPN, you made sure that those 3 individuals, no matter how much you got to pay them, that they need to continue to be on the air.
Yep, you got your top talent in Stephen A., your top NFL guy, in my opinion, in Orlovsky, and your top college football guy in Herbstreit.
Orlovsky used to come on this show. He's just a great guy.
So
and
good.
remember what happened to Damar Hamlin that night that he led prayer on the set?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Like him or not, Stephen A. You could argue that, I think, with McAfee too, because I think he also brings in kind of a younger generation. And then I would maybe go like an Adam Schefter, because he's kind of your lead NFL insider on ESPN.
That's a good one.
So
For the
Probably him.
record, I voted Paul Feinbaum.
Yes, that's noted.
Thank you.
He was your first one. Like you didn't hesitate. It was right out of the gate. Boom. There it was.
Well, he gets a 4-hour slot
Yes. Every day.
every afternoon.
Mhm.
How many shows does
Oh, he
he
did-
get
he's-
asked to go on to?
Sports Center, Get Up, College Football Live.
That is a great point.
that's true, yeah.
He is everywhere.
Love you,
People are
Paul.
texting me saying you guys did not answer the question right. I'm just
Sorry, Paul.
no, they're saying like you guys misinterpreted the question that I asked.
All right, so do it again.
We're good. We'll move on.
Hmm.
We'll talk about it during the break.
Well, you said as a viewer as well.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I stand by my choices.
I do as well.
All right. In a hearing Tuesday in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit Court, Diego Pavia's attorney said that unless the rules are not found to be subject to antitrust, they're going to stack on a challenge to a red shirt rule and ask for an injunction so Pavia could play in 2026. Later on, Pavia wrote that on Twitter that he's not coming back, that this is it for him. But I ask you the question, what percentage chance do you give Pavia will come back for another year of college football?
Well, I wish he hadn't said that yesterday. He said he's not coming back.
Because we all know just because someone puts something on Twitter doesn't mean that
Right.
you're held accountable to that.
10% chance.
Yeah, I'd go a little bit higher, maybe 15 to 20, but not much. You never want to rule it out. Who knows?
People
If-
change
if
their
they
minds
do
all the
decide,
time.
hey, you know what, Diego, you want to come back? You want to play another year? And somebody offers him. Can you imagine Vanderbilt wins 9-10 games this year with Diego Pavia?
Somebody will overpay for him.
Absolutely, they're going to.
Yeah, and it's probably the school coached by Mario Cristobal.
See, I was thinking like 20 to 25%, just because right now he
Good
says
call.
he won't. But like you said, someone might pay up and say, "You wanna come over here and we'll give you a lot of money." I could see it.
Sark bites the bullet. Diego.
Because Arch transfers to Ole Miss.
Hey, old Archie was maybe he was onto something before the season. Just saying.
You know,
He knew it wasn't good enough to be in the NFL.
That's right.
an offense though, and maybe I don't know. I was gonna. Never mind.
All right, this one's from BB. As an English major, I'm a stickler for good grammar. It's hard to restrain myself not to immediately correct someone while they are talking because it's like chalk on a blackboard to me. And yes, I have to bite my tongue sometimes with the Jocks crew. Do you have a pet peeve that triggers this type of response in you, and how do you handle it?
See, a lot of my pet peeves are. I feel like a lot of mine are like driving related,
I was just thinking that. It
Mine-
drives
but
me
I don't bite my
insane.
tongue on those because I'm in the car by myself.
Right.
So
Like when people don't use their blinkers, oh, that makes me so mad.
No, the worst is when I'm sitting at a light, someone is on their phone.
yep.
They're texting, they're looking at something, light turns green. I give the courtesy 2-second buffer. Then they're still not moving. Light tap of the horn. They finally gets their attention. They go through the light. I have to stop at the red light because they've taken so long.
Yes.
Mhm.
I've got to wait for another 5 minutes because that person was on their phone. Makes me want to chase them down and say something to them.
I was at a light on 280 the other day. 3 cars in front of me. I'm not kidding you. All 3 of them were doing the exact same thing. It was like it was staggered. The first car about 5 seconds and they go. Then the car behind them, oh, they're still on their phone. Then they go. Drove me insane.
There are certain lights around here where if it's more than 5 cars in a certain lane, even though that's the lane I need to be in, but there's another lane where I would have to get over after making the turn.
Oh yeah, you're going to
quickly
speed up
make-
and go. Yep.
to make the other turn. I'll do that because it is a guarantee all 5 of those cars are not making it through that traffic light.
Yep.
Before it turns red. Because somebody's on their phone.
Drives me insane.
That's today's Pat
Far enough,
Ponders.
just thinking about it.
Brought to you by Courtesy GMC and Trustful. Get by them and see them off of I-459 exit 32 or visit their online inventory at courtesybirmingham.com.
We see good and we see bad. Unfortunately, seen something bad. The worst thing I've seen. Conrad will do it next.
152 on Jocks. Great Thursday. Hope you'll tune us in back on Friday, 10 a.m. We'll have a blue plate from Wimp at 10:30. How did Wimp do on the blue plate last week? You remember off the top of your head?
I don't. Between that office football pool, better to forget it.
And then all the
All the
five,
other-
the I ain't
five
scared
I ain't
bold
scared.
predictions from Brett. Yeah, no, I'm like you. It's all. Do you remember?
This wasn't when he picked Vanderbilt, is it? Or was that 2 weeks ago?
No, 2 weeks ago we lambasted him because
That's right. He picked Tech to beat Vanderbilt. That's right.
like I said,
I'll text him right now.
Yeah, we'll figure it out tomorrow.
have you seen something? Are we doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do it.
All right, Conrad's. This is the worst thing he's seen.
This is the worst thing I've seen.
Been in quarantine and I need to get out and party. Woo! What's better than beach and a few drinks and Jeeps? Man, getting better than that. Law enforcement's definitely made their visitability and made people chill out and not be as crazy. The cops are doing their job as long as they don't be mean to people who are actually being innocent. Then I'm all gravy, baby.
All right, so unfortunately, we are going to have to go to the happiest place on earth, which would be Orlando, Florida, as there was some unfortunate news yesterday coming out of one of the theme parks down there in Orlando. So on Wednesday, a guest at Epic Universe passed away after riding on the Stardust Racers roller coaster, according to officials from Universal. The Orange County Sheriff's Office said that they responded to a man-down call at the theme park on Wednesday. They arrived on the scene and found a man in his 30s who was unresponsive. He was then transported to a nearby hospital where he was later pronounced dead. According to a representative from Universal Orlando, their statement reads as follows, quote, Universal is cooperating with the Orange County Sheriff's Office following a tragic event at Epic Universe on Wednesday night. The guest became unresponsive after riding Stardust Racers and was transported to the hospital where the guest later died. We are devastated by this event and extend our sincerest sympathies to the guest's loved ones. We're fully committed to cooperating with the ongoing investigation, and the attraction remains closed, end quote. So for a little bit of a backstory on the roller coaster, it reaches speeds of up to 62 miles an hour as well as a height of 133 feet. The ride features two sides racing against each other on green and yellow tracks with an inverted crisscross maneuver called the Celestial Spin. Before opening, the ride had undergone extensive training requiring 80 consecutive hours of flawless operation before being allowed to go into rotation. And according to Universal Orlando's safety guidelines, they warned that the coaster includes sudden and dramatic acceleration, climbing, tilting, inversion, and dropping. So, very sad news there.
Me and my
coming out
wife
of
rode it
Epic
when we were
Universe.
down there.
There you go.
We enjoyed it. I would just wonder if that was a pre-existing health condition. No, some of those coasters now, they're really intense.
They are, certainly. But yeah, sad news
Very
coming out of
sad
Orlando,
news.
Florida yesterday.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Appreciate all of our guests, Mike Griffith, Rodney Orr, George Stoya, and the Southern Gentleman, Brett Norris, where they all of that found at JocksFM.com, the Three Man Front podcast. God is great. Have a great rest of your Thursday.